It was the biggest wedding our village had seen in years. But before the night was over, something terrible happened. The bride disappeared. Ngozi, the most beautiful girl in Nkem, was finally marrying Obina, a kind and hardworking farmer from the next village. Everyone came to celebrate. The drums played loudly, people danced, and laughter filled the air. The wedding went perfectly. The elders gave their blessings, the food was plenty, and everyone was happy. When it was time for Ngozi to live with her husband, the women sang as they led her to Obina's hut. This was where they would spend their first night as husband and wife. No one knew that it would be the last time we would see her. At first, no one noticed anything strange. The music and laughter continued late into the night. But as the celebration slowed, an uneasy feeling settled over the village. The first sign was the silence. The dogs, which usually barked at night, were quiet. The crickets stopped chirping. Even the wind didn't move. Then came the scream. It came from Obina's hut, loud and sharp. It cut through the night like a knife. The music stopped. People turned toward the hut. Obina rushed out, his face pale with fear. His hands shook as he pointed inside. Hey, she's gone! At first, we didn't understand. Gone? Someone asked. Obina's breathing was heavy. She was right there, sleeping beside me. I woke up and she wasn't there. The door was open, but she was gone. The villagers ran inside. The mat where Ngozi had been sleeping was empty. Her wedding wrapper was folded neatly. Her sandals were still by the door. It was as if she had simply vanished. She must have gone outside, someone suggested. But why? Where would she go in the middle of the night? We lit torches and searched the village, calling her name. Then someone noticed something strange. Footprints. Ngozi's footprints, leading away from the hut. But as we followed them, we saw something that made our skin crawl. The footprints became lighter, fainter, as if her steps were no longer touching the ground. And then just before the forest, they stopped completely. There were no other footprints, no sign of struggle, no sign that she had walked back. It was as if she had been lifted into the air and taken. A cold fear spread through the crowd. This is not the work of a human, an old woman whispered. The search continued, but by dawn, there was no sign of her. People started to lose hope. Then a scream came from the riverbank. We ran toward the sound, our hearts pounding. A young boy was pointing at something floating on the water. Ngozi's wedding veil. It was drifting on the surface, perfectly still, as if someone had placed it there. The village chief ordered the men to search the river, but there was no sign of her. The water was calm, almost too calm. Mama Ejima, the oldest woman in the village, stepped forward. Her voice was heavy with sadness. She was taken, she said. Obina's eyes filled with tears. Taken by who? Mama Ejima looked at the river. Long ago, a promise was made to the spirits of this water. A life was owed. Now, they have come to take what belongs to them. Obina refused to believe it. He shouted Ngozi's name again and again, but the river did not answer. The wind did not bring her voice back. And so, the village mourned. Some say that on quiet nights, when the moon is high, you can hear a soft whisper by the river. A woman's voice calling for the husband she never got to love. And if you listen too closely, you might hear footsteps behind you. But when you turn, there will be no one there. Obina sits in front of his small, thatched hut, his head bowed in sorrow. His white tunic is wrinkled and dusty, his face streaked with tears. The weight of the loss of his wife, Ngozi, is evident in his tired eyes. Around him, a group of villagers sit on wooden stools, offering words of comfort.